Okay, so we learned that 14 minus 14 is the same as 14 plus negative 14. They're equivalent because their values are the same. They're both 0. So we want to take this and apply it to other problems. Subtraction is the same as adding the opposite, adding the inverse. Here we go. Here's the expression 8 plus negative 8. I know from last week, these are opposites and their value is 0. Because that's like having $8 and then losing $8. Well, I'm back at 0. Next expression, 8 take away 8. That's also 0. Same context. I have $8 and I lost $8. Next expression, 8 plus negative 5. Okay, so I remember last week when the signs are different, I want to think about what I have more of. I have more positives, and then I want to find the difference between them. The difference between them is 3. It's a positive 3 because 8, the absolute value of 8, is larger than the absolute value of negative 5. If I were to model this on the number line again, I start at 0, I go to 8, and then the negative 5, to represent that, I'll go 5 spaces to the left in the negative direction, and then I land at positive 3. 8 minus 5. Well, I've been doing those problems for a little while now. If I have 8 cookies and I take away 5, I have 3. What do you notice between these two problems? 8 plus negative 5 is 3, just like 8 minus 5 is 3. Because they're the same, because subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. Next one, negative 5 plus positive 5. Those are opposites. I know that their sum is 0. Ooh, this next one looks a little tricky. Negative 5, take away a negative 5. What? Okay, let's try to make sense of this. If subtraction is the same as adding the opposite, then this expression is equivalent to negative 5 plus the opposite of negative 5 is 5. Interesting. And if those two expressions are equivalent, then I know that this one from last week, and connecting it to adding, the value is 0. What do you notice about these? Again, making these connections that they're the same. Subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. Okay, let's try some more. Negative 5 plus 9. Okay, so last week, that's like starting at 0 in a video game. I lose 5 points, but then the plus 9 means I would gain 9 more from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I end up at positive 4. Okay. All right. So applying the rules from last week, it makes sense because I have more positives than I do negatives. And to find the difference of just the absolute values, pretending they're both positive, the difference would be 4. Okay, so that makes sense. And then the last one, here's another funny looking one. Negative 5 minus a negative 9. Okay, so that means I start with negative 5. That doesn't change. And then it's, okay, so subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. Okay. So then that matches the expression above it, they're equivalent, so that value is 4. Okay, so if I know how to add integers and rational numbers, then I also know how to subtract them, because I can just change the subtraction expressions to their equivalent addition expressions. I can just rewrite it using addition and then go from there because I already know how to do those. All right, so try the next couple and see how you do.